Hypnosis is a very natural state of being, and it has the power to permanently change how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to life. Ultimately, what it does is it allows you to clean up the filter through which you see reality, the paradigms through which you operate. I want to teach you how to hypnotize yourself, how to also soothe your nervous system to support you in manifesting your dream reality. Everything that's going to be mentioned is going to be in a little PDF that I've created for you just so you have the notes, because if not, first of all, this video would be way too long, and second of all, just have the notes. I put some scripts in there, some prompts for you in there, because the technique is a technique, but how you operate through the technique, that is very important. Now, before we get going, everything is timestamped below. Hello, my name is Atena. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. On this channel, we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, and we manifest our dream realities. And if that is something you're interested in, you should consider subscribing. Okay, let me give you some background. Your girl has been through it today when it came to filming. I am tired, the sun is going down. There's people walking back and forth behind the scenes, and I really gotta just look at my notes. Okay, so let's first talk about what hypnosis is, because when I first got introduced to hypnosis, I was like, oh my gosh, this is mind control. First time I went to see a hypnotherapist, I was like, this is crazy. What if I say something stupid? What if I say something crazy? What if this guy goes and blah, 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 put some crazy shit in my mind? And it is not that. Yes, there is a form of stage hypnotherapy, stage hypnosis, where you see people quacking like a duck or a chicken. This is not the kind of hypnosis we're doing, okay? We are doing hypnosis for the purpose of feeling better, feeling more attuned to your soul's essence. And we are literally going to relax the body and reprogram, plant new seeds, new pathways of thinking and feeling and responding to life that is meant for you. Because when you are young, when you come on this earth, your brain is a sponge. It absorbs everything from everyone. Your society, especially your parents. And I'm going to actually link a video below where we talk a lot deeper about this process. And I think that video is really potent for you to watch. But in a nutshell, you begin to form associations of who you are in this world. You begin to think of who you are based on your external reality. A child is entirely living in his or her ego. The whole world literally revolves around the child in the child's mind. Your parents could have an argument about money, and your child brain will say, well, what does this mean about me? And some of it is good, some of it is bad. But long story short, getting back to it, is that by the time you're 7, you have this thing we call the critical factor that comes in. You want that critical factor, right? Because the critical factor is going to allow you to think logically and to start not letting everything in. So that is a blessing and a curse, okay? Because the blessing in that is that you start to form an opinion and say, hey, that's not for me, that's not for me, this is for me, yay, 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 here I go. Here I go, having my personality really coming into life. The thing is that as you grow older, right, within the years that follow, sometimes the decades that follow, right, you will notice that sometimes you have a conscious desire, something you want to manifest, and you keep having this self-sabotaging behavior, or I'll tell you something. The first time I decided to focus on wealth, on money, I felt deep inside that I'm doing something wrong, that I'm doing something bad. The first time I listened to even a guided meditation on money, I felt icky, right? Why did I feel icky? Because my subconscious program was against it. Money is evil, money is dangerous, money puts people in position of power to oppress others. Like, this comes all from cultural programming, from the programming that I was really exposed to as a child. And just even the word money is so convoluted for so many of us. You will hopefully at some point recognize that money is just money. Money doesn't care about who you are. It really doesn't. You need it though to live a happy, fulfilling life, right? It doesn't define your happiness in that sense, but like try to do anything without money and your life comes to a roadblock. And so as you recognize, or as I started to recognize on a conscious level, I started to try to make some changes and it kept not working. And some things I'm still working on, by the way, because some of these are very deep rooted traumas that I had. But at the same time, through the power of hypnosis, I began to plant seeds of wealth, began to plant seeds of abundance, began to plant seeds that I am worthy simply for being with or without money. It does not define who I am. And so that's just one example of some collective subconscious programs that we have. And so if we consciously recognize things, the reason why we can't just plant it in our subconscious is because of that critical factor. And in the state of hypnosis, you bypass the critical factor. I'm going to put a picture here so that you see how it all works. Okay, so how do we utilize hypnosis for manifestation? Neville Goddard says something actually really powerful once. Like, he says, most people go through life trying to break the mirror to alter what they see, when in fact what you can do is alter how you perceive yourself in the mirror. Or if you want it more scientific, you're not a computer, but let's use the computer term here. That the fact that your thoughts have been programmed, they're firing and wiring together, right? And so if you want your computer to work better, you need to update the hard drive. You want to put new things in the computer. You want to download all your videos, all your pictures. For me, it's like the videos from YouTube. Gotta clean up the laptop, because if I keep all of that old data, if we don't update the program, it doesn't work. So it doesn't matter how hard you try to work at it or how much you break that mirror. It's futile. It's not about working harder. It's about cleaning up the filter, cleaning up the data, upgrading the system so that it flows better. And that's what we do with hypnosis. One last thing that I want you to really understand about all of you, your mind, your body, and everything, is that both your mind and body want to create homeostasis. What is homeostasis? It is keeping things just so. Why? Because you have survived thus far this way. And so there are going to be certain things that you will find a deeper resistance when it comes to changing. Because even if your mind recognizes, even your conscious mind recognizes, this is bad for me. Sabotaging my love is bad for me. Ignoring my bank account is bad for me. Not showing up to work for my business is bad for me. You may be so used to it that a lot of times, and tell me if you feel this, a lot of humans will wait until their breaking point. The breaking point being when they've hit rock bottom or they are so freaking fed up and it's time to change. A lot of times people say your rock bottom is a great place to be because you really can't go any deeper. There's only going up. And that is a powerful place to change from. But at the same time, I just want to plant the seed for you. You also get to change through inspiration. One of the things that I love about YouTube is that you get to go and see into other people's lives and see how they've transformed. And you may get inspired by that and say, well, I don't need to wait till I'm bankrupt to work on my finances. I don't need to wait to be completely devastated a million times in a row before I decide that I am worthy of a love that feels safe and secure and keeps me gassed up for life. I don't know where that came from, but you get what I'm saying. So comment below, because there's no right or wrong here. Are you here today Do you want to create a hypnosis track? Do you want to upgrade your subconscious mind because of desperation or inspiration? They are both equally valuable. Just wanted to put that in there. Okay, one thing I want to share with you of how fast hypnosis works. It works in 3 different stages. There are certain hypnotic progressions that you're going to do. Progressions being you're going to go into hypnosis, you're going to come out, and you will immediately feel the difference. Like immediately. Like you will step into action. There are other times where it's going to take either a couple of days or a couple of weeks. And one of the prime examples of this that I can give you that's just coming to my mind is a friend of mine wanted to get over this relationship, and she knew the guy was bad. Like he was what you call an F-boy. Not a good vibe to be around. And she knew it. She wanted to she's like, I don't know why I keep his phone number even in my phone at this point. And we did a hypnosis for unconditional self-love and planted the seed of worthiness for the love that she deserves and desires in this life. And we came out of the hypnosis, she's like, I feel a lot more relaxed, but I don't really feel a change. I said, no worries. Don't overthink it. Hypnosis is not about overthinking. You plant the seed and you let it be. 4 days later, she messaged me. She's like, Atena, I don't know what came over me, but it's like 1 minute I was sitting on my bed, the next minute I get up. She walked to her phone that was on her dress top. She took her phone, she blocked his number and deleted him. And she was over the guy, just like that. And very recently, she got engaged to an incredible man who is every bit of what she desired to manifest. So one part of it happened in a couple of days, and then once that seed was planted, once the reality was shifted, the paradigm through which she operates shifted, she met the man of her dreams, and after a while, they got engaged, and I'm sure she's gonna have a beautiful wedding. Anyways, just wanted to share that with you. There are also, the last part of the change is like a year later, or even a couple of years later. Sometimes you're going to plant seeds. Like think of your mind as a garden. You're going to plant seeds and they're going to brew and you're going to feel the changes. And then one day you are literally going to look at yourself in the mirror and not recognize yourself in the best way. So that is literally like what the Neville Goddard, what Neville Goddard is talking about. Change how you perceive yourself. Now, let's get into what creates a perfect hypnotic script. So the first thing you want to do is decide what is it that you want to focus on. I'm going to tell you one thing. You can try to put everything, but don't. It doesn't work. Focus on one thing at a time. And if you're having a hard time focusing on what's the thing that you want to focus on, ask yourself this question. What is the thing that is causing me the most pain right now? And what do I think would happen if I go past that pain? Know that your mind is always trying to avoid pain. So the thing that is the most painful will be the fastest one. Maybe not the fastest one, but the one that will give you the most clues of what's stopping you from taking the steps that you need to take in your life. So if you have a hard time figuring that one out, comment below. I love to answer every comment. Say, you know what, this is happening in my life, this is happening. What do you think I should focus on more? It will be so, you may even notice it as you're typing and you may not even end up commenting or comment if that happens to you. You're starting to know, it's like, oh no, this is the thing. So pick that. As you pick that, in the PDF, I'm gonna walk you through several positive questions to ask yourself, because your life will only go past the questions you ask. If you don't ask the right questions, you won't necessarily get the right answer. So you may have an idea of what you want, though if you go through the questions that I ask you within the PDF, it will bring you a lot of clarity. And as you have that clarity, you want to write down what are some positive suggestions to plant inside your subconscious mind. Hypnosis does not work in the negative. And in fact, I just want to recommend for all of you, stop working in the negative. It's so good to know what you don't want, but you'll be surprised how many times, in fact, probably 90% of my clients, I'll ask them, so What's the goal? What do you want out of our coaching sessions together? What do you want out of these hypnosis sessions together? And they will list everything they don't want. They're an expert at what they don't want. And that's a beautiful thing to know what you don't want. But then what do you want? You got to get clear on what you want and write those powerful positive suggestions. And my recommendation also here, and paint a powerful picture, because your subconscious mind works better with those pictures. The second thing you want to do is to ask yourself, where would I feel my best? Where would my heart feel full? This is what we call a heart opener. A heart opener is basically putting yourself in the vibes, in a space where your heart feels safe to open up. A lot of times with clients, what we'll do is I'll ask them, where do you feel you're most happy? Like if we were to go to nature, is it by a deserted beach? Is it by the forest? Is it in your room with a certain setting? And we'll walk through that space, because when you give yourself that opportunity, and by the way, this could be a complete creation of your own, and you tap into that, where does my heart feel safe? Where does my heart feel enthusiastic? You open yourself up to so much more. For you to know, on a scientific level, we've already determined your heart is 5,000 times more magnetic than your mind. So even though we're planting the seeds in your mind, your heart is really what's going to attract it the most. So you want to put that heart opener. Now, what you want to do after you put that heart opener, and this is the third step, you want to have a method of induction. Now, the method of induction, most of the time, what I'll do when I do a session for a client is to do a progressive body relaxation. And inside the PDF, I'm going to put for you a body progressive relaxation. Though, my suggestion for you here is to get accustomed to breath work, because breath work regulates your nervous system. Breath work allows your body to go at ease. And there's a lot of ways to do this, like in terms of what kind of breath work. We're going to keep it nice and simple. There are 2 types of breath work that I'm going to put for you in the PDF, and I'll run through them very quickly with you right now. One of them is box breathing. So you basically breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, and you exhale for 4. This is good all the time. Freaking learn it, do it. Like if you do this for 1 minute, 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, you do this 5 times, it's 1 minute, you will feel your whole body relaxing. The other method that I love even more is taking 4 breaths in, holding for 8, and exhaling for 8. What this does is that it slows down your heart. It tells your whole body, hey, we're going into a relaxed state. We're going into a calm state. We're going into a rest and digest state, which is where your nervous system, your automatic nervous system, relaxes. Then what you want to do, once you're in that state of relaxation, you want to repeat those powerful, positive suggestions that you have written before. So you're going to repeat them once, twice, 3 times. And one of the secret ingredients, not so secret because I'm going to tell you, is to put a post-hypnotic trigger in there. So what does this look like? So let's say your goal is to become more fit, okay? And you know that drinking water is going to be a part of your fitness journey, because you know hydration and all of that. And you know that you drink water throughout the day. It is something you already do. So what you want to do is put that post-hypnotic trigger. So every time I drink up my glass of water, I remember, just like that, snapping the fingers. I just love to do it. So I drink the water, snap, my mind, I remember that I am a healthy human, that I love to nourish my body with wholesome foods. I love to move my body. I love to stretch my muscles, etc., etc. One of the most powerful post-hypnotic triggers that I put in I would say like most hypnotic tracks is the mirror. So every time I look at myself in the mirror, I remember just like that I am wise, that I am powerful, that I am a being of light. It's just not coming to me, but like you read your suggestions. You want to repeat the suggestions maybe 3, 4, 5 times. Repetition is your friend. You want to pace yourself. You want to also lower your octaves. Lower octaves bring a level of confidence.
Because if you start telling like, okay, and oh my god, and you're like the most fantastic person, and like you fucking badass bitch.
Like your mind's like, what? No. And you are a confident person. I am a confident person, and I get to live this life as I desire, and I get to have this, etc., etc. All of this again is in the PDF. Okay. The fifth element that is going to make this very powerful for you is to come out through a gratitude count out. And in the PDF, I'll write for you exactly what I normally say, but fundamentally what you want to do before you come out of the state of hypnosis is say, I am thanking my mind for being open to these powerful and positive changes. I am thanking my body for being open to releasing the different energies. And I'm bringing my mind and body back together in a strong, powerful, and positive way. Because in hypnosis, you do feel like you're drifting. We're going to talk about that in a second. And when you bring them back together, and 1, I feel my mind and body back together in a strong, powerful, and positive way. 2, I'm feeling more thankful. 3, blah, blah, blah. 4, 5, out of the state of hypnosis. You come out, take a fresh breath, a deep breath. You've done it. There's nothing else for you to do. If you do this because you want to sleep better at night, go to sleep right after that. Definitely count yourself out of hypnosis, by the way, before you go to sleep. If you're doing it in the middle of the day to reboot your day, doing it in the middle of the day to reboot your day. If you're doing it first thing in the morning, it's excellent. You're already in a more focused state of relaxation first thing in the morning. And that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. It's that simple, okay? Now, let's talk about what it feels like and how to know that you're doing it right. So, first of all, hypnosis is kind of similar to meditation, except that you really do feel like you're drifting off to sleep. I highly recommend that you don't cross your legs and your arms, and you allow yourself to really just like be like this. This is probably the optimal state. Or opening your arms. It sounds like just demonstrating this for you. Opening your arms is really good too. Because your muscles are going to go limp, okay? And so you want to have your body at ease. If you notice that you constantly fall asleep, and that's not the goal, it still works while you sleep, I recommend that you go on a chair and you sit up a bit straight. Like I used to do this, by the way, when I worked at the office. I would just put like a 15-minute fast hypnosis just to relax and reboot throughout the day. And I would just sit on my office chair, would just like close the door, or, if you have colleagues, tell them don't interrupt me for a moment, and let yourself go into that state. It can feel like your body is sinking into the chair or the bed. It can feel like you're floating. You may feel numbness coming and going. Like there are times I'm in the state of hypnosis, and clients too have said this. It's like you're conscious, you're awake, but you're deeply relaxed, and you'll be like, I can't feel my arms. I can't feel my arms. This is crazy. Because you're in a very focused state of relaxation. Sometimes you go in so deep that you almost don't remember it, right? And a lot of times that will happen either because you're just so relaxed and your body needed to tune out, and other times it will happen because what you are planting in there, it's going to take a moment for your nervous system and your mind to feel safe to receive. So we're going now into the point of how do you know if hypnosis worked? So you will know hypnosis worked when you act differently, you think differently, like some of the obvious things. But one of the things that I've noticed over the years is that you feel this inexplicable weight that's been lifted off your shoulders. You feel more calm about what you are wanting to manifest, and you feel more focused, you have more trust, and you have more ease. So a lot of this one I don't recommend you do on your own, which is the inner child hypnosis. But like I'll do a cord cutting session, an inner child healing session with a client, and they will feel exceptionally tired for like 2-3 days after. And it's because the body is releasing and detoxing so many outdated programs that have really just lived there, and it's literally like a detox, just expelling it out. And then it's like the wake up. I feel calm, I feel peaceful, I feel at ease. I remember one of the first clients that we did a cord cutting session with her father. She had a pain in her hip that was inexplicable, that was there for years. And in the session, literally live in the session, the pain just got stronger and stronger. And then like, not like an orgasm, but like kind of like just dissipated. We came out, she went about her day. And 2-3 days later, she wrote to me, she's like, I don't know what the frick is going on, but I feel more focused, more happy. And that is what the power of hypnosis is, because you take a conscious awakening of a desire, you plant the seeds within your subconscious, and you feel like you can be. Hypnosis is about being in the state of your most desired self so that you effortlessly take those actions. You will still, you know what? I hate the word effortlessly because action takes effort, okay? You will, like, let's say you want to get fit, you're going to need to put effort, and you know, working out, you're going to feel pain, okay? So that's not the point, but it becomes who you are. I go to the gym because that's who I am. I set boundaries even when they don't feel good because that's who I am. I check my bank statements because that's who I am. And there's an ease that comes with that. There's an ease that comes that you go through the discomforts of life. You navigate between those moments of the void from between one step and another because there is a trust in you. There's an identity shift in you. And that is, again, the power of hypnosis. Now, the final thing I want to say is that you don't want to blaze through too fast because it will not work. You know, the first time I did hypnosis, I'm just going to be straight with you. I was going to have a six-pack. I was going to be a multi-millionaire. I don't know what else. Like, I put all sorts of shit in there. At the time, I was like 20 pounds more than I am now. Maybe not 20 pounds, but like a good 15 pounds more than I am now. It was like my finances were a mess. Like I had no idea what the frick I was doing. And I was like, this is before I got certified in hypnosis. I just took this course online and I'm like, why isn't this working? What the hell? And it's because I tried to go too far too fast. Like my body didn't even recognize like what the frick I was talking about. So as much as I wanted to plant those seeds, you know, it was just too much. It was too much. Start small. Build that relationship. Know that the more you build evidence, the faster this will work. Like you may start small with your hypnotic tracks, but the more you feel comfortable with this practice, the more evidence you see of it working, the faster and faster it will work. The more you will have trust in this process. I highly recommend everyone starts with unconditional self-love. What would it mean for me to love myself? What would it mean for me to feel safe to be with me, to know I got my back? Let me plant those seeds in my subconscious, because why the frick not? And build that momentum from that. If you found value in this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the PDF below. Leave a comment for your girl. Like, I love it when I hear from y'all. And until next video, I highly recommend you watch this one if you haven't watched it yet. It'll be plugged somewhere. And I love you so much. I'm rooting for you. Start using that hypnosis today. Bye.